Welcome back to more Tales from the Age of Men, our glorious Lord of the Rings. Conquest continues, the Sons of Gondor continue to rise and resurge with strength. Strength of the West. And here we find ourselves at Cair Andros, where we are seeking to reclaim it from the forces of Mordor, but we've been attacked by 950 filthy orcs. So let's go shatter them, and then reclaim our glorious fortress. In we go! Let's do it. A quick heads up that unfortunately there will not be another upload of this series now until Tuesday the 26th of May, because I'm away on holiday for the next week or so. I had hoped to try and stream record more of this, so you guys would have at least an episode of this next week, but I've run out of time to get an episode of this done. I've got some singular episodes of my other series, Old Realms and Thundermane, but I haven't been able to do any more War Sales, the King of the Nords run, or any of Tales of the Age of Men. But I have obviously just managed to get this one done for Saturday's upload. But yeah, we'll be back with more Tales from the Age of Men, more Lord of the Rings action on the 26th of May, once I'm back from my holiday. Hopefully by the time this goes out, I will have shared a post on YouTube to kind of outline what my schedule is going to be for the next week while I'm away. But just wanted to mention it at the start to give you guys a heads up if you weren't aware.
Soldier! Infantry! Forward! Soldier! Forward!
Yeah, everybody just push forward here.
Troops! Move! Move! Soldier! Footmen! Troops! Infantry! Troops! Forward! Infantry! Soldier!
That'll do.
Horse! Move! Go!
That'll do. But yeah, we'll be back to finish one. We don't have too much longer with this campaign, I wouldn't have thought. As long as we can make some actual, like, progress against Mordor, we should be fine. Which I'm hoping, now that we've dealt with Harad a bit, that should give us a bit more sort of pushing power, although we may need to go one step further south against
Footmen! Soldiers! Forward! Troops!
against Harad in the south.
Move! Infantry! Forward! Forward! Troops!
Just because they are still threatening Pelargir.
Yeah!
Am I just using Gondor units? So I've got Gondorian infantry and archers for the most part, and then we've got Rohan cavalry, although little by little it's becoming Gondorian cavalry because I haven't been able to get back over to Gondor to recruit anymore.
Soldier! Infantry! Form a shield wall! Footmen! Soldiers! Loose formation! Troops! Kill them all! Go!
Bring them down! Slaughter them! Black Numenorians from Umbar. Drive them back! Charge! No mercy!
Move! Forward! Troops! Move! Footmen, move!
We'll go and claim the bridge. Oh, Athelian Rangers, shred them! Beautiful. Foul beast.
Infantry! Forward! Infantry! Forward! Move! Move!
There we go. Hey, let me out of the throng. Oh, they're retreating. I was like, they're fleeing. Beautiful. 47 lost. What's the army cap on the battle map? 1,000 is the maximum you can set it to. You're all my prisoners. Thank you. Take all of them. No swag. I need to clear all this out still. It's just getting the... getting enough settlements to actually buy it all. Blade Master. Armor penetration. I feel like going for that. Armor penetration. Continue the siege. What are we building? Oh, fire ballistas. I see. I've got another little force there gathering. So clear the defences. And then we'll charge on in. Just have all those ballista working. Wait until morning and then we'll go on in. Stand ready. We're going to Eastern Osgiliath. Good. We are pulling more forces in. But not enough. Not enough to stop us. Clear that away. Right. In we go!
Sergeants in charge!
Go!
Whoa!
The archers will just shred them. We've got Blackroot Vale ones in there as well, which we're doing pretty well. I think at this stage it's because Mordor doesn't have the time to rally and build up its best forces anymore. Whereas how it was able to dominate us at the start of this campaign was because it had all of its best possible troops already good to go. But once it started losing some of those over time, we're able to save Gondor, pull it back from the brink. I think that's the thing I'm most proud of this series, that we actually have managed to save Gondor. Okay, the job isn't finished yet, but we've managed to get back and reclaim all the lands that were taken by Mordor in its initial surge, which had me worried probably for the first like 10 or 20 episodes. I was thinking like, I think Gondor's out of this. And then when it proved really difficult with Rohan to gain a headway, but slowly but surely we rebuilt Rohan, destroyed the Dunlendings, destroyed the remnants of Isengard, overcame Dol Guldur, and then at last were able to return in strength to Gondor. And now I'm just waiting for all the siege equipment because we've cleared them all off the walls. So, Ithilien Rangers, do anything fun lately? Bring up the ram. The archers are like, we're waiting to kill the enemies, but none of them are on the walls. I mean, to be fair, I should probably go up on one of those siege shafts because they'll be quickest in. The ram's still a ways back, and the tower, once it gets up there, will be going straight up. Although, by the fact that now the tower has drawn those defenders up there, our archers are going to have a field day taking them all out. So, may not even need to do that. Wow, absolutely shredded them. We're not even using elven archers anymore. Are they bringing more up? They brought more up to the same point. No one lost yet. Only 13 of the defenders remain. Got him. 8 of them left. Oh no, our first casualty. All shall remember the Pelagian Marine that gave his life. Oh, and that Levyman. But apart from those 2 casualties, we've done rather well. Victory! Open the gates! Chop them down! Let them in! Someone open them because we're going to have to just rebuild this gate now, but hey ho. Let them in! I said let them in! There we go. Welcome, guys.
Thanks for your help.
You're welcome. Yeah, take all the prisoners because we can donate them in here in a second. I don't know, I keep forgetting to do that. Lovely. Show mercy. Yep. That's one of the things I really like about this mod, that it has thought about how you trade settlements back if you want to restore the status quo. Or if you want to bring back a faction. I really, really like that. I'll put those lords in Minas Tirith. Oh, wait, actually, we don't want to do that here, do we? Because we can sell them. We'll just put the grunts in here. Because I keep forgetting. It's an old version of Bannerlord where you don't get a decent amount of influence for donating prisoners, which you do in newer versions of Bannerlord. So yeah, come here so I can fight you. because I don't need an army of 7,700 orcs roaming behind our borders. Thank you very much.
Go!
God, their range as well. They're shooting 200. I assume it's meters. We'll say it's meters for now. 200 meters away. That's mad.
Troops, give them hell!
Get him.
Yeah! Footmen! Charge!
Charge! Break them! Kill the trolls!
Troops, forward! Soldier, forward! In fact, move! Move! Soldier, forward!
We form the line!
Whoa!
How much cavalry have they got?
Infantry! Troops! Move! Troops! Forward! Move! Infantry forward!
That's not what cav, is it? Again, at the wrong symbol over there, surely. No, they're all infantry. Just for some reason dismounted. How am I not hitting any of them? There's enough of a grouping there.
Soldier charge! Infantry charge!
I think they're just fleeing now.
Soldiers! Go!
Ride them down! Fresh orc recruits. Cut them all down. Rout them all! Yeah, they're fleeing. Slay every last orc! Victory! We have victory! What mods version of Mount Blade do you enjoy the most currently, since I'm dabbling quite a few different Let's Plays? I mean, I'm really enjoying Tales from the Age of Men, but I will say I probably am preferring the series that I'm doing on 1.3.15, just because of the rebalance of influence from prisoners and various bits and pieces, plus the quality of life improvements and the new lighting system, or the improved lighting system that came alongside 1.3.15, or well, 1.3, but we're currently on the latest public one is 1.3.15. So that'll be War Sails, the War Sails series with the Nords, the Realm of Thrones series, and Old Realms. They're probably currently my favourites. I've got more prisoners. I'm going to take them all and try and get them into Minas Tirith if I can. Because they'll be worth gold, but we can't get enough influence out of them. Yeah, I hope they update this one to 1.3 in the not too distant future. I don't know what their kind of update plans are broadly. If they're just waiting, I know they're rebuilding the whole campaign map in 1.3. And I don't know if as part of that they're also planning to finish off the campaign map, because they haven't added in anything into Eriador, basically. They've got it like geographically, like broadly set out. But I think that's when the next big update, or at least that's what they initially said, is planned for when they go to 1.3 and beyond, is to tie that into when they do their map update. Which one do I think is mechanically the deepest and not just a skin on top of... I mean, any of the three overhauls that I'm currently playing, so Realm of Thrones, Tales of the Age of Men, and Old Realms, they all you know, transport you to a brand new map and build upon the existing systems. There's elements of all three. Like I would say the whole settlement management, well, the whole settlement capture screen and mechanic that Tales of the Age of Men has, where you can return it back to a faction that's either been wiped out, or you can transfer it to an allied faction. That's a really cool mechanic to have. That would be great in the base game, to be fair. But I think mechanically the one that's probably adds in the most, and adds the most, is probably Old Realms, the Warhammer Fantasy mod. Then probably Realm of Thrones, and then probably Tales of the Age of Men. More prisoners. Welcome to the Mordor Prisoner Collection. Prison. In Minas Tirith. If you've got a Mordor prisoner, we've got a jail cell. Alright. Western Osculator sell some stuff there. Eastern Osculator's being taken. So yeah, my concern... Oh, we need to reclaim those again. Right, that basically seals the deal. We've got to go down to Amon Ethil and take that. Even if it immediately gets taken back from Harad, we've got to have some kind of bastion defense down here. I kind of wonder if maybe... I don't know if it's too exploity though. Maybe I should ask Denethor for a load of additional troops to then donate to the garrison here, so it's just impossible for them to take. Because otherwise we don't have a way of stemming the flow of Harad through the south. And that's stopping us pushing against Mordor. And every time I go down here to deal with Harad, then Mordor goes, oh, thank you very much. We'll come across and we'll disrupt stuff over here. Got to get, like, we've got to break through at the right points. Yeah, Old Realms, I think, has it because on top of the, not only the careers mechanic for each kind of different race that you have, that adds in a whole wealth of flavor of how you upgrade and improve your characters. It's got magic, it's got artillery, it's got pretty decent gunplay to it as well. And it's also got a lot of secondary and tertiary resources to it as well, outside of just gold and influence. And yeah, also has the highest number of like non-humanoid races. I would say the one that's best balanced though is probably Realm of Thrones. Bannerlord fans eating well currently. Yeah, very well. I mean, I feel like broadly, the state of play for Bannerlord has been actually like really good, both for like the official game and mods and everything for it since pretty much like the War Sales came out. It's been solid. I know a lot of people weren't really sure about War Sales, but I think I actually don't know what it's sitting at in terms of like Steam rating or anything like that. But I think that's been a really solid kind of like resurrection point for the game, which was previously just solely being held together by the mods and the community. I do still think, though, that Tailworld should put out some kind of roadmap of announcing what their plans are. Yeah, move in. I'm actually just going to send the troops on this. Oh, really? 91? Actually, no, Harad are pretty tough. You're my prisoner. But yeah, I think it would be nice to see some kind of roadmap of, you know, are they going to keep updating the game now? Or are we going to have radio silence again and then maybe in a few years' time they'll announce another DLC? Or are they done with DLCs and War Sales was it? That's all they're going to do. Steam reviews, War Sales, currently mixed, mostly negative. Okay. Do people still feel like it's not enough? Like that was the major complaint I saw previously, that just a lot of people just didn't feel they got enough value out of it. As someone who's now 78 episodes into a War Sales run, that probably equates to around 70 to 80 hours of additional gameplay. Like for me, that's on its own like 100% worth it. Obviously, different people value their time differently, and like their price to kind of good value ratio. But I always typically attribute it to if it's £1 or $1 to 1 hour of my time that I can get out of it, and if I can get over the cost of the DLC, then that's like check, good. If I can get over double that, that's great. If I can get triple that, that's very good. You know, that's exceptional, basically. So for me, it's good value for what it is. Are there things that I'd like to see them improve in it? Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing that I would have wished they would have included was naval sieges. Like, considering they've added in port settlements, there's no way to actually siege a settlement from the sea. You always have to disembark and then siege from land. I hope that's something they add in for free in a future update. They've started doing seaborne village raids. Lots of them are escaping from Ministry. I think I need to invest in dungeon stuff there. Way of the Great Axe. Beautiful. Let's up my vigor even more. And leadership. That will be many. 80 defenders. Literally besiege it, and I'm going to just build a ram, and we're going to run on in. Price and bugs. I mean, they have been, like, since Warsaw came out, to be fair, they've probably been the most proactive in terms of patching that they've ever been. Like, I don't even know if in the initial early access they were this rapid with some of the patching they did. But I think actually broadly, probably, and I think some of you guys have already said it, I think the main reason why a lot of people feel probably quite negative about Bannerlord War Sales is that we had such a long gap of radio silence and no real communication from the devs as to what their long-term plans was. It very much seemed like they put the game out into early access, finally got it to release after many, many years, a full 1.0 release, and then pretty much went radio silent with the odd sporadic patch here and there that never made any significant tweaks or changes, despite what the community were asking for. So I think there's a lot of like lingering disappointment there, which is completely fair. I mean, up until like we'd heard about War Sales, I was, you know, only ever dipping back in for the odd overhaul series, and like mods were 100% keeping it alive. If not for like Realm of Thrones and Old Realms, and now like Tales of the Age of Men. And I think as well, it, like, while I appreciate the honesty from the devs about explaining that they were working on a narrative-focused DLC previously, and then they realized that that just didn't really work and it wasn't particularly very good, so then they refocused everything on war sales instead. I just really question what their logic and thinking was, that if they were going to do a DLC, the first major DLC they'd ever do for Bannerlord was going to be a narrative one, when the narrative of Bannerlord is... I mean, I understand from that perspective, because the narrative is the weakest point of Bannerlord by far. No one desperately opens up Bannerlord and goes, I'm going to really enjoy playing through the Dragon Banner quest line and become the Bannerlord, because it's such a disappointing quest line. It, you know, the game is stronger without that and just focusing on it purely as a sandbox. So I can understand them going, you know what, we should really tighten up the narrative and offer a solid narrative campaign to it. But I don't think that should have been the immediate focus. It should have been on expanding new features, new mechanics. Like, broadly, war sales, I think, is actually a really solid step in the right direction for adding in naval combat and bringing that to the series. The other stuff I'd like to see a DLC or just solid updates on is kingdom management and making it desirable and more fun and more challenging to raise your own kingdom, raise your own banner, and also, or make it more straightforward to actually take over an existing kingdom. Like, for my war sales run, I've actually used a mod called Become a King, which allows you to challenge the current ruler of a faction if you get to the highest, or to a specific clan tier. And if you can then beat them either in combat, or you have to like influence the other lords, the other powerful lords of the realm, to vote for you instead, essentially. That makes complete sense. Like, why is that not a core mechanic that they look to add in, basically? Like, that's the way I think you could actually build in narrative while still keeping it heavily sandbox. Is just give the player more like roleplay moments and elements to it. Right, they're both going in for that one. That's good. That's going to be that claim back. So I guess for me, I need to push on this settlement down here, which has a massive garrison. That's fine. I'm going to get this army up to strength. How large is it? Okay, I think I probably should bring in some more parties if I can find some. Yeah, bring you in. Bring in Imrahil, and we'll bring in that one. Nice. That'll give us enough forces to keep Harad, hopefully, away from Pelarga and these settlements for a little bit. Eastern Osgiliath is back under siege by Mordor. Can't say I am surprised at all. But for now, Osgiliath is just going to act as a buffer against Mordor while I am busy. Oh, seriously, they've just been taken out by Harad. Great. While I go after Harad. No, they just got taken out by a Harad army that snuck in behind, clearly. Great. That's really not good. They're assembling a new army there, though. Or they were, and they've just been taken out by that army. Okay, we know... Oh, dear. We know why they're not... Why they just got wrecked and defeated there. Is it Gundabad? Okay, it's mainly... It looks like it's mainly orcs. It is Harad, but it's where a lot of Gundabad ones have gone. They've got a lot of Haradrim in there. Who's nearby that I can pull in? Because you've been split apart from those other armies that have formed up and now failed. Right. I need to gather up a large number. They've just gathered up a huge force. I need to gather up my troops as well. Run away, guys. That's Denethor. They are chasing me, I think. Just let me get these guys in. Have I got any more coming to me? You're 3 days and 2 hours away. You're 1 day and 10 hours away. So I've probably got to wait for that. Denethor's just created an army. In a way, I think, desperately to try and escape his fate. Okay, they're all escaping from Minas Tirith. There's Imrahil. Right, Imrahil, get in here. And we're going to try and chase these guys. Although I would like it in the daytime if we could. On the flats. Okay, that'll do it.
Hold right.
Turn. The great battle of our time is about to begin. Forward! You thought I was going to cliffhanger it, didn't you? So did I, actually. But I'm not. This is a nice bit of map. We are going to hold up on this little bit of high ground. I think that'll do us all right. We've got cavalry superiority for now. You just got to remember, they've got in total 1,700. What I'm hoping, though, is we can shatter their morale so much that they give up.
Soldier, infantry, move.
Move forward a little bit, guys.
Soldier,
Cavalry,
charge!
go for their cav on the left.
Footmen! Whoa!
But yeah, it's kind of come back on like people's hopes and stuff like and feelings around war sales. Yeah, I do think the major factor is the fact it's been so long between like early access 1.0, years of kind of promises of additional features and improvements, and then it taking forever to come through, and just people being a bit over it by the time eventually it did come out. Had war sales come out much sooner, several years sooner, then yeah, I think for a minute I thought these were like fluffy sheep they were riding, but I guess they're white wargs. But yeah, I don't think it would have been the same issue had war sales come out much earlier and had they developed much earlier. I think, as I say, I think the thing they really need to do is actually clearly communicate with their community now as to what their long-term plan is. Are they going to go radio silent again? You know, well, I mean, not that they'd probably announce that, but are they going to continue to communicate every so often with the community and outline plans for future updates and or DLC? Or are we not going to hear from them again? I think in a way it would be, just let us know, like, is there going to be anything more significant coming for Bannerlord in time? Or, you know, are we past that now? Was war sales kind of essentially the swan song of it? But, I mean, they keep doing betas and patches, or are they just trying to get war sales reviews up to a better, more prominent point, or a more positive point rather, before they call it quits? Or dare we hope to have some more like solid content coming for the game? You know, I appreciate committing to a roadmap is often not necessarily that great, because then a lot of devs feel like trapped in and don't necessarily have as much flexibility as they'd like. I don't necessarily think it needs dates to it or anything like that, but it'd just be good to get some kind of an idea of, you know, do they have another 2 or 3 years worth of development, be it for free updates and DLC, if things go their way, or not, basically.
Charge!
We need our reinforcements to kick in. We lost 141 so far. 72. So we lost just over 200. They've lost over 500. So that's good. That's a good ratio. We can make that work. We just need our infantry to be reinforced. And keep going. Okay, we've got reinforcements coming.
Soldiers! Move! Troops! Move!
Just gotta rebuild our lines. We'll wait for reinforcements.
Soldiers!
You guys are not cavalry, are you?
Soldiers! Troops!
Oh, right, it's 5 cav. Oh, and 200 and... What a melee infantry.
Soldiers! Troops, attack! Soldiers, kill them all!
To be fair, I've got to be a little bit careful here. If I go down. How many are they down to, though? They've lost 7. They've lost nearly half their force. And we've lost 400. Nearly. That's good. But we've got to push back. What I'm hoping we can do is break them around. They'll retreat. Might be able to do it this round of reinforcement surge, but we'll see. All these guys in our back line just harassing them so they can't properly form up. Doesn't allow for a particularly coherent formation, but also I kind of need my men to just close in on them, so I'm just giving them the attack order and saying go for it. Harad is much more of a struggle actually fighting against than Mordor. Had another wave spawn in. We'll need another wave spawning in any second to contend. Oh, but I am out. I mean, they'll surge forward now and go and meet the enemy. Clearing through all their archers, swarming over them all. So, I think they might be retreating. Certainly pulling back, but I don't know if it's just because my cavalry is pressing into them. Yeah, they're retreating. We've won. Nice. Beautiful. Lovely stuff. So I find icon casual reports much nicer during battle. Oh right, with the text taking up. Yeah, so I've tried the icons, and I guess it's just because I'm probably so used to seeing the text. I find it really, not like disconcerting, but just like really odd when I can't see all the, even though I never really glance it because I just see this massive wave of it. Maybe I will try it like in a future run, having it on just the icons, because realistically I don't need to see the specific units. And it is more of just like a glance at it to see, you know, to get a quick gauge of how well a battle's going if you're in the thick of it. We could take anything that's mounting guard. Yeah, some Gondorian troops, Gondorian knights, Dolomar squires. Yeah, we'll take a good chunk of these guys. A Sylvan elf levy. Sure, give them to Arwen. I mean, I could take the rest and give them to my other troops, but I'm assuming they must get something like this as well, surely. Billion Rangers. What are we at? There we go. Nice. Yoink. That'll do. Lovely. Right. Has that done a lot of damage to Harad? No, they're still incredibly powerful. In fact, okay, I mean, okay, Rohan is more powerful than them just, but they're not actually doing anything to help us out now. Lothlorien are quite strong. But again, they don't actively do anything. Yeah, it'd be great if Rohan came and helped us out, but that's something it could do with improving, like the AI logic, because they're just roaming around here. They've got no threats or anything like that. So you'd expect to see Rohan just storming on through and pushing on through, but they're not doing it. That's under siege, so we're going to have to bounce up there. They're going to siege that. I think with army, what we've got to do is we've got to stem that tide of Harad forces. So we've got to go for Amon Eithel. This was the original plan, and we just have to hope that the other armies of Gondor deal with West Osgiliath. If we see Minas Tirith under siege, I'm going to have to run up there because we've got so many of their lords as prisoners, and that would be far from ideal. So we'll see. Denethor's just said he's building up an army, so we'll see how he gets on. They should be able to reclaim that quickly. If I'm down here as well, hopefully that draws Harad to me and distracts them from going and beating up more of kind of Gondor's southern territories. Okay, they're building up another army here, so we'll try and push that away. But we're very, very slow in such a massive force, so that is going to slow us down. Maybe light the beacons and they'll help. Yeah, it'd be great if we could do that. You can see the beacons on the map, which is pretty cool. I mean, I think the bigger issue is that there's just no way of setting like a war target in Bannerlord. And that's like a core feature that really should be in for, again, better kingdom management, better role play, better ways to engage with, especially because they've improved diplomacy to add in alliances. Yes, they join you in the war, but it'd be nice to share war targets, like spend influence, or maybe even create like a third. I mean, you'd probably use influence, to be fair. It's like create a third resource, so you've got like gold, influence, or something else, but I think you need like a diplomatic resource to then spend to get them to go and do certain targets. I think you could just use influence, which probably means they need to then add in additional ways of getting more influence so that you can use it to set certain targets. But it just needs a bit more of that all in depth. And I think that will really improve the general state of play and general enjoyment players can get out of the game. Anyway, we'll head to Amon Eithel and we will siege it at the start of our next stream recording, which will most likely be on Tuesday, the 26th of May, once I'm back from my holiday. So until then, wherever you've been watching, I hope you've enjoyed. Take care, and ciao for now.